The day my promotion died, my boss smiled like he was doing me a favor. He slid my work back across the desk, untouched, and said it wasn't strategically aligned. What he didn't know was that rejection would make me rich, and finally free. If you're drawn to stories about quiet power, betrayal, and earned revenge, subscribe now. These stories hit deeper than motivation quotes ever could. My name is Alara Quinn, and for 7 years I worked at a mid-sized consulting firm called Northwell Advisory, the kind of place that branded itself as people first while quietly grinding people down. I wasn't flashy. I wasn't loud. I wasn't one of the after-hours drinkers or the self-appointed thought leaders who loved hearing their own voices in meetings. I did the work, better than most, quietly, relentlessly. By year 5, I was doing senior-level work with a mid-level title and junior-level credit. That was fine, until it wasn't. The project that changed everything started as a favor. A healthcare client was bleeding money through inefficiencies no one could clearly explain. Leadership wanted a quick diagnostic. My manager, Darren Holt, tossed it at me late on a Friday like it was busy work. "Take a stab," he said. "Don't overthink it." I did the opposite. I spent 4 months building something far beyond a diagnostic. I mapped workflows, interviewed staff anonymously, built predictive models, stress-tested scenarios. I saw patterns others missed, not because I was smarter, but because I actually listened. What I uncovered was ugly. Millions lost annually due to redundant approvals, burnout-driven turnover costing more than technology upgrades, middle management bottlenecks quietly sabotaging performance while protecting their own relevance. I didn't just identify problems, I designed a system to fix them, a full operational framework, modular, scalable, applicable beyond healthcare. I called it Continuum. When I presented it internally, the room went quiet. Not awkward quiet, thinking quiet. Even Darren looked impressed, for about 30 seconds. Then he leaned back and said, "This is ambitious." That word again, ambitious, the polite cousin of threatening. A week later, HR posted an opening for principal consultant, promotion track. I applied. Darren was my sponsor, or so I thought. The rejection meeting lasted 12 minutes. He didn't criticize my performance. He didn't question my results. He said the firm needed leaders who align with existing methodologies and that my work was too individualized. Then he slid my continuum binder back to me. "We're not going to pursue this," he said, "and it won't be part of your promotion package." I stared at him. "Why?" He hesitated. Just a beat too long. "Because," he said carefully, "this kind of framework could disrupt how we currently bill clients." There it was. Continuum made consultants faster, more efficient, less billable fluff. It threatened the machine. I left his office, calm on the outside, vibrating on the inside. That night, I didn't cry, I didn't rant. I opened my laptop and stripped all Northwell branding out of my files. Every version, every draft. I rebuilt Continuum from scratch, clean, independent, mine. Over the next 6 months, Darren paraded a watered-down version of my ideas in meetings. He never used my language, never showed the models, just vague slides about process refinement. I kept my head down, let him think he'd won. What he didn't know was that I'd started having quiet conversations. Former clients, industry contacts, one VC-backed operations firm I'd helped years ago who remembered me as the one who actually fixed things. I didn't pitch. I listened. I learned something critical. Companies weren't looking for more consultants. They were looking for systems they could own. That's when I stopped thinking like an employee. I packaged Continuum as a licensable framework, proprietary methodology, training modules, implementation roadmap. No billable hours, no dependency. Just results. The first serious meeting was with Lysander Group, a private equity firm known for aggressive acquisitions. Their COO, Maribel Klein, didn't smile much. She flipped through my deck silently, then closed it. "How much?" she asked. "For exclusive rights in healthcare?" I said. "7 figures. She raised an eyebrow. "You're confident." "I'm precise." 2 weeks later, she called back. They didn't want healthcare only. They wanted everything. We negotiated for 10 days. Lawyers involved, clauses, safeguards. Final number, $1 million upfront plus performance-based royalties. I signed the contract on a Tuesday morning. That afternoon, Darren called me into his office. He was smiling again, the fake one. "Good news," he said. "Leadership's revisiting your promotion. We might be able to make something work next quarter." I looked at him, really looked at him. The man who stalled me, who diluted my work, who thought control was the same as leadership. "I'm resigning," I said. His smile twitched. "Excuse me?" "I'm leaving Northwell, effective today." He laughed. "Ilara, don't be impulsive. You're emotional right now." I slid a copy of my resignation letter across the desk. "I sold Continuum," I added. He frowned. "You can't. That was developed here." "No," I said calmly. "It was rejected here." His face drained of color as he skimmed the letter from my attorney, outlining intellectual property boundaries. Clean, legal, untouchable. "To who?" he asked. "Lysander Group." He swallowed. "For how much?" I stood up. 1 million. I walked out while he was still sitting. The firm tried to save face, a polite goodbye email, vague well wishes, no mention of why I left. Within months, word spread anyway. Clients started asking why Northwell didn't offer Continuum-style solutions. Consultants quietly messaged me on LinkedIn asking how I'd done it. Darren stopped posting entirely. As for me, I didn't become flashy overnight. I didn't buy a sports car or announce anything publicly. I took 3 months off. Then I started something new. Not a firm, not a consultancy, but a product company built around systems that made people unnecessary in the best way. I hired thoughtfully, paid transparently, built slowly. The irony wasn't lost on me. The thing that got me rejected was the thing that set me free. Looking back, I'm grateful Darren said no, because if he'd said yes, I'd still be asking permission to be powerful, and I'm done with that.